Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I finally got my 3D printer working again, and I've been working it overtime since I got it up and running again. So now, I may continue with my Tamiya Juggernaut project. I reprinted the battery slot and made it a little shallower because it was hitting the top of the rear axle whenever the suspension is compressed all the way. But I ended up just swapping the top cap because I didn't want to go too shallow with the battery, and then I just shaved off the excess plastic that was on here for the stock steering. This was the original cap or the cap that I had previously on there. This is designed for the TXT 1 and 2, and this is where the suspension arms would connect to, the top suspension arms. I don't need it for this. I don't need it for this truck because I'm gonna stay with the leaf spring suspension. Although I did plan on it before, I'm not gonna use this, so I went ahead and used this one instead. I had to reprint the front part of this shelving because this part broke off, and so I added this. Basically it works as a added support for this post so they don't break off. And I also added this post right here because this is where I want to put the receiver. There's actually a hole on that side, if you can see. So this is where I'm gonna route the antenna wire, and then I can stake the antenna tube right here, and then to erect the antenna that way. Speaking of receivers, I got a new radio system for this rig. I went with the FlySky FS GT3C. Yeah, I know it's an old model, but it's affordable and very versatile after the firmware has been updated. I actually didn't know this color scheme was available. I've seen the orange and black color scheme, and I think there was a white and black color scheme, and I was gonna go with the white and black, but when I saw this, I had to get this one instead. I like it better. I've already updated the firmware, so it now has 8 channels. I've already programmed this so I could do front steering only, 4-wheel steering, rear wheel steering only, and I programmed this button so I could have crab steering when I'm in 4-wheel steering mode. In my previous video, I was talking about putting the ESC right here. And if you're paying attention before, you'd see something different. I soldered these GST wires, and I think you guys can probably guess what they're for. I'll cover that later. Oh, I just want to clarify when I say you guys, I mean just in general. It's gender neutral, not, there's no gender when I say you guys. Anyways, more stuff that I 3D printed. I was thinking of putting fake planetary gears, planetary gear hubs in the wheels, but I don't know which style I want to go with. So this is what I came up with. So this thing just screw on here, there's like castling on the back. It's to fit over the fake lug nuts in the wheel, so they'll go over like that. And it's kind of what it's gonna look like. What do you guys think about that? And then the other design I was thinking of was just the smaller one. So it's gonna look like, you know, kind of like this. Let's see if I can hold it in place. Basically, it's smaller, and let me see if I could mimic this. It's gonna look kind of like this. So I don't know which one do you guys think I should go with. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the smaller one, but the bigger one does kind of look good too, though. You know, but I think it's the smaller one's more fitting with this style wheel. Unlike the Cloudbuster one, because it's solid back. It has a solid backing. While we're talking about wheels, as you can see, I have the wheel widener for the rear axle. Originally, I bought them for my friend's TXT, and the same friend that bought me my Cloudbuster. But I forgot that I had previously already bought him a set. I think it was for his birthday or Christmas. But yeah, I forgot that I already bought him a set, and you know, so I just kept them in case I get a TXT to myself. But now I think they'll just function as wideners for my Juggernaut, and I've tested them, and they really prevent the wheels from hitting the suspension links. I don't think I'll replace these with aluminum tubes though. I like how the stock one looks. Speaking of stock, I do have the stock bumpers, but I want to do something different. So I installed these aluminum plates underneath. Not only do they act as bumpers, but they also add support to the axles and will protect the bottom from getting all scratched up. I'll ignore the 1,000 holes that I have for this one. I was trying to make adjustments, trying to figure out the placement of it, but I may or may not make another one for the rear. I don't want to waste the plate that I have left, because I might use it to make a new mounting plate for the motor and get rid of the one with the JB weld. I had to reprint the motor cradle again, make it basically raise it up, because the servo would hit the belly when the suspension is fully bottomed out. So I'll probably install this off camera. Oh, servos. I went with the 9i mod brushless servos. They're high voltage, and these are 60 kilograms. That's why I soldered those JST connectors to the ESC, because these are powered separately. This might be a little overkill for this truck. I don't know. I think 20 kilograms is enough, because I don't even know, like, the servos back in the day, I don't think even went up to 20 kilograms, and it was steering both front and rear axles. Anyway, I saw some reviews on these servos, and they seem to be okay. I did get to test them out a little bit and then like push against them. They don't make any noise. They don't scream at you. But I don't know about this servo saver that I got, because they don't center well. I think the C clip that acts as a spring needs to be shaved down, because so that they don't rub the top and bottom halves, you know, the servo horn and the spline part. Hopefully that's all there is to it to fix them. Otherwise I might have to go with the aluminum servo horns that came with the servo. But I really like to have the servo savers. I don't think it's to save the servos really, but it's more to save maybe the steering linkages or something along in the system, you know, that's gonna, you know, prevent from breaking. Oh yeah, if you look, I put a shorter one in the rear and kind of like a longer one for the front. That's because I want the rear steer to have less, even though I can just adjust the endpoints. It's also so that the rear is more stable and not, you know, not make the truck squirrely. The drive axles have been replaced, and I end up having to cut them shorter. Good thing about 8 millimeters, but looking at them, I think it wasn't necessary. Oh no, never mind. I do remember now. They're a little bit too long when the suspension are depressed all the way, and you know, let's see if I could, when the suspension depressed all the way, they kind of like collapse or come together a little bit. I'm really getting close to finishing this project. She'll be going on her maiden voyage soon, so I never run this truck since I purchased it. So I want to share with you guys. The weather is starting to get warmer, and so I'll be able to paint the body soon. Initially, like I mentioned previously, I was gonna dye them, but found out that that type of plastic don't soak the dye at all. So before I end the video, I want to tease you guys with what's coming up next. Transmitter on. I also have the small hubs installed right now, so what do you guys think? I don't think the rear wheel's tight all the way because of that hub. Let's try that again. Let's try with the hubs. actually swapped the front and rear wheels. This used to be the one in the rear, and it seems to follow the wobbliness. I think I just have to rotate the tire and try to see if, where it balances the most. But that seems to be all for now. Thank you again for watching.